Welcome to Your Case, Your Justice, Personal Injury with Empathy with Lowell Steiger.
Welcome to Your Case, Your Justice, Personal Injury with Empathy with Lowell Steiger. I'm your host, Heidi Mack. Lowell is a dedicated Southern California attorney who has been fighting for injured clients since 1998. With a genuine passion for advocacy, he works tirelessly to secure justice and compensation for those in need. In today's episode, this is episode 11, The Digital Footprint, the Hidden Risk in Your Personal Injury Case. Thank you for joining us, Lowell.
Thanks for having me, Heidi. It's good to see you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So how with the rise of social media has changed the way personal injury cases are handled?
The insurance companies and defense attorneys and all of that go to social media to look up to see what's going on with the victims that are making claims, and to see how they can discredit those people through social media, through their posts on social media.
Mm-hmm. So then can you explain how social media posts from a client or the opposing party can affect the outcome of a case then?
Yeah. So what it does is, let's say, for example, you've got this horrible back injury, right? But you go to a birthday party for your grandson and you're smiling because your grandson's having a good time. And someone takes a picture of you there, right? I mean, you don't have a grandson. You're too young for that.
No, not yet. Thank God.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. God forbid. Anyway, so they're looking at your picture on there and they say, this guy or this woman, they're not in pain. Look at how happy they are. They can't be in pain. And they try right there to whittle down the value of your case, just with that one little thing out of context. That's just one way they do it. I mean, there's many ways, but come on.
Yes, as you were saying, so how do insurance companies and defense attorneys, they use this to gather information? How do they do that during an injury claim, as you were saying?
Yeah, what they do, it's pretty easy. I mean, if you've got a Facebook account, like I have a Facebook account, anybody can go on there because it's public, and they'll just search through all of your posts and see what they can find, see if there's anything that would negate your claim. Again, even if it's out of context, which it probably would be.
Yeah.
So they can go on Instagram, they go on TikTok, they can go on Facebook, they can go on X or Twitter, anything.
All the things.
All the Blue Sky. Blue Sky. Yeah, Blue Sky.
There's so many out there. Man, so then should clients be advised to completely stay off social media during this course of personal injury case? And even if their profiles are set as private, can insurance companies, they still gain access to those?
They can gain access because what can happen, even if it's private, is once you get into litigation, before you get into litigation, they probably can't or they shouldn't be able to gain access. But once they get into litigation and you've sued, and the plaintiff has sued the person who caused the injury, then there's something called discovery. And the defense can then, in one of their discovery requests, request access to your social media. And you may object on personal grounds or or privacy, but if they go to court, the court will probably grant that motion and allow them access because it's relevant.
Wow.
Or it could be relevant.
So it is very hard for people to stay off social media nowadays. So if they're still going to do it, are there specific types of posts or content that you warn your clients to avoid during a personal injury case? And then how often do they listen to you? How do they take your advice?
They do listen. There are some that don't, but overall, people come to a lawyer for advice, right? So hopefully they'll take my advice.
Hopefully,
the kind of posts that they shouldn't do on social media would be things like going out dancing, going to a concert, going to a restaurant, things where they can be photographed engaging in social activities that again could be taken out of context. On the other hand, if say you're politically active and you want to get on social media and make comments, then of course that's not going to really impact your injury case. But they might try to somehow use that if you went to trial to prejudice the jury against you, one side or the other.
Yeah, use your personality against you, like a
Yeah,
character, right? Like
your
defamation of character, kind of.
right, and your political views, things like that, or your
Wow.
social views. I don't
Yeah,
know how far they get with that, but the thing is, when you're in trial, if they say something and you object, if they ask a question and you object to it, okay, so it's struck or stricken, but you can't unring the bell. Everybody's already heard it, so
yeah.
so there you are. So
I
you just
always
have to
wondered how that worked.
yeah, you have to be careful.
All right, Lowell. So, can social media really affect the outcome of a personal injury claim?
Yes, it can, very much so. Insurance companies, they use it all the time to downplay injuries or to question, the credibility of an injured person. They're always looking for
What kind-
reasons.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, what kind of posts tend to raise red flags for insurance companies or defense attorneys?
Well, photos of somebody smiling, photos or videos of somebody
Mhm.
smiling, traveling, working out, or doing anything that seems
Mm.
inconsistent with being injured. That's what they look for. And again, I'll probably say this 1,000 times today, but they take these things out of context
Mhm.
in order to denigrate your claim.
Oh, no, understood, understood. If
Yeah,
someone then posts a photo where they're smiling or active, like you said, can that be used to say that they're not really hurt?
sure. They can, an insurance, anybody that's defending a claim, whether it's the insurance adjuster before you're in litigation, before you file the lawsuit, or the defense attorney later on, anybody can say whatever they want to, now it's up to you as the plaintiff, as the injured person, to prove your case and to prove otherwise. So they just take
What
things
about
again
old
out of
posts?
context. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, without going out of context, then what about old posts? Can they dig up these things from years ago to use against someone?
That's an interesting question. Yes, they can.
Mm,
But I think that the way they would do it would be to talk about old injuries. Like, so let's say that you're in an accident in 2025 and you're in the year 2025. And they go on your social media and they see that back in 2021, you were also in a car accident, or you slipped down a flight of stairs, or, some horrible thing
mm,
happened to you, and you had a back injury. Well, they can now say, well, what back injury now? The back injury now is the back injury from 4 years ago. They can try and do
uh,
that. And so again, it's up to you through your lawyer, through expert witnesses like doctors, things like that, to prove otherwise, to defend yourself.
So, say with like those older posts, can deleting posts help, or does that actually make things worse legally?
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Um,
Mm,
because those posts can be found. There are ways to go back in time on the internet to see things that have been deleted, and if you do that, then really it makes you look as though you're trying to hide something.
Yeah, I've
So
heard they say that never, if it's on the internet, it's never truly been erased.
it's never gone. Yeah, so it's
Wow.
there. I don't know if they still have it. There used to be this thing called the Wayback Machine
Mm.
online, and you could go back and like search things in the Wayback Machine that go back as
Oh,
far as the
wow.
internet. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. No, I've never actually heard about that. Wow. I just thought
yeah,
all that stuff was like, dark web.
there too.
But yeah, I was like, wow.
Oh,
Learning
and
so many things into it.
I know it's crazy. But let me go back to one other thing from a second ago.
Yeah.
You're asking about old posts. In those old posts, they could show you engaging in risky behavior. It doesn't just have to be about an old injury that you had. It could show you engaging in risky behavior of some kind, or posts that contradict your current claim. And risky behavior meaning, like, what if you were ziplining across, in the some trees and God knows where, some jungle
Yeah.
somewhere. There's photos of you doing that, and you're claiming a shoulder injury. but you're hanging on this thing, right? And they're going to say, hey, how do we know that that's not where this came from?
It's so
So,
true. So true.
yeah. So it's all there.
So, I mean, how do they, I mean, we were talking about the Wayback Machine. I said the dark web, but I mean,
Yeah.
how do insurance companies or defense lawyers actually find your social media activity?
Oh, well, the way they do it now is they can go to your public account. Like mine is public, so anybody can really see whatever I post. They can ask for posts in discovery, meaning if once we filed a lawsuit, then sort of all bets are off, and they can demand, in something called a demand for production of documents. They can demand that we produce some of your old posts in one form or another, and we can object to it. But then if we go to court and they try to get a judge to rule that we have to comply with their request, the judge probably will grant their request. So that's a way for them to get it very, very easily. So yeah.
Well,
and they may create a fake account to follow you too. Like, hey, wow. I'm friends with your friend XYZ, and I want to be friends with you too. And then they can get on there. Got to be very careful.
Wow. That is, that is scary. So yeah, like you just said about it being public. When someone does have the account, during a crash or injury, should they go dark, private, or just be careful?
Well, one, you should go private. I would think it would make the most sense, unless, of course, you're doing more posts that really have nothing to do with your physical situation, like if you're doing political posts or things like that. But I would just suggest don't post anything. Just stay quiet for a while, and don't do anything. Don't do anything that could be taken out of context.
Wow, I'm scared to walk. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what do I do? Just sit the entire time.
Yeah, all your head.
Well, then, so what about family and friends then? Can their posts also get pulled into a case as well, into your case?
Yeah, sure. Because again, those posts will show if you're at a birthday party and say you've closed down your social media for the time being, but if you're at a party, somebody takes a picture of you at the party and they tag you, then it'll be easy to find, and that can be used against you. And be quite during your deposition. If they're taking your deposition, they can ask you. They'll bring it up as an exhibit and say, "Hey, what's going on here?" Now you have to explain it. So tell people to take pictures.
Yeah, no. To sum everything up, then, what's your advice to anyone who's already posted something that they're worried about?
You should always tell your lawyer everything, and that way we can at least guide you into what you should be doing as a result of that, or we can strategize as to what we're going to do with that if the other side gets that information, or they see those posts, because there's usually a good explanation for everything. But if I don't know that it's out there, it's going to be very hard for me to explain it. But if I do know what's out there, then I can say, oh, well, find out what that post is about, and then talk to the appropriate experts, or like the doctor or whoever would be able to substantiate our claim that the injury is from the accident. But knowledge is power, so I need to know what's going on.
Lowell has given us great information today, and thanks for tuning in to Your Case, Your Justice. If you've been injured and you're active on social media, remember, the defense is watching, but that doesn't mean you're helpless. If you need help navigating your case, protecting your privacy, or understanding your rights, visit steigerlaw.com. That is STEIGERLAW.com to connect with Lowell. And be sure to leave a review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, Heidi. It was great. It was good to see you.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.